Om Sam Saraswati Namaha Namaste. This evening we're going to discuss the Shiva Sankalpa Stotram on page 31, and if you read the Roman transliteration on page 32. Let's begin the recitation. Yanetam bhutam bhupatam bhavishyat parigrahitam amritena sarvam yena yagyastayate saptahota tanme manaha siva sankalpamastu yena karmanya pasamamanishido yakain kripanti vidate shudira yadapurvam yakshamantaha prajanam tanme manaha siva sankalpamastu yajagrato duramadeti devam Tadutatatatatati bati Durangamam jyoti sham jyoti rekha Tanme manasi pasankalpa bastu Yapragana mutachato cheto jitischa Yajotirantaram pritam jabrasasu Yasmanarite kinchana karma kriyate Tanme manasi pasankalpamastu Yasmin richa samaya yajunshi yasmin Pratishtita ratana pamibara Yasmin chitam samotam prajanan Tanme manasi pasankalpamastu Sutharati rasvani bhajan manushyan Naniyate vishu vibhajina diva Ritpatishtan jaditirang javistan Tanme manasi pasankalpamastu Ye pancha shata shatam cha Sahasram cha niyutam charbudam cha Teyagyasjitishta kartam sariram Tanme manasi pasankalpamastu Vedahamitam purusham ahamtam Aditya varnam dhamastat prastad Tasyayonim paripasyanti diras Tanme manasi pasankalpamastu Ine parmani pracharanti diras Pripravacha manasa karmanabha Yatsvang dishamanu sanyanti praninas Tanme manasi pasankalpamastu Yeme manoritakyang yecha deva Ye antariksham bahuda kalpayanti Yesrotrang chachachukshi shancharanti Tanme manasi pasankalpamastu Yasyedanthira punanti kavayo Brahmanametam yabrinatam indum Stavarang jagamanchado akasham Tanme manasi pasankalpamastu Yena doku grapriti vichantariksham Yena parvata pradisho disascha Yenedam sarvam jagadyaptam prajanad Tanme manasi pasankalpamastu Avyaktam cha brahmeyam cha Vyakta param shivam Suksmatarangeyam Tanme manasi pasankalpamastu Kailasa sikare ramye Sankarasya grihalagam Devatastat pramodante Tanme manasi pasankalpamastu Aditya parnanta pasadvalantam Yat pasyasi guasu jayamala Shiva rupam, Shiva muditam, Shiva loyam Tanme manasi pasankalpamastu Yenedam sarvam jagato babuva Yadeva api mahato jatavedaha Yadeva gram tapaso jyotirekam Tanme mana Shiva Sankalpamastu. Gopir Justo Dhyaneyaya Yushacha Balenacha Prajaya Pashubi Pushkarardam Tanme mana Shiva Sankalpamastu. Yoso Sarveshu Vedeshu Patyate Nadamishwaram Akaryo Nirbano Yatma Tanme mana Shiva Sankalpamastu. Yo Vedatishu Gayatri Sarva Vyapi Maheshwara Yadutam Jayandagayam Tanme mana Shiva Sankalpamastu. Prayata Prana Omkaram Pranabam Chamekeshwaram Yasarvam Yasya Chit Sarvam Tanme mana Shiva Sankalpamastu. Yo Vaibhita Mahadipam Pranabam Purushottamam Omkaram Paramatmanam Tanme mana Shiva Sankalpamastu. Omkaram Chaturbhujam Lokanatham Narayanam Sarvastitam Sarvagatam Sarvavyaptam Tanme mana Shiva Sankalpamastu. Tatparat Parato Brahma Tatparat Parato Hari Parat Parataram Gyanam Tanme mana Shiva Sankalpamastu. Yagidam Shiva Sankalpam Sadadhiyanti Brahmanaha Teparam Moksamapyanti Tanme mana Shiva Sankalpamastu. Asti nasti shayitva sarvamitam Nasti punastate badrishtam dubam Asti nasti tam madhyamam padam Tanme mana Shiva Sankalpamastu. Asti nasti viparito prabhavdo Asti nasti guyam vadidam sarvam Asti nasti parat paroyat param Tanme mana Shiva Sankalpamastu. Ganesh Puja. Om Etat Purashaya Vidmake Bhakratundaya Dhimaki Tanno Danti Prachodaya Etinganta Pushpe Om Gam Ganapataye Namakam. Om Karbang Stula Tanu Gajendra Badanam Lambodaram Sundaram Pashyanda Gadda Madhabrubhya Pavmatu Pavyalola Kandastalam Danta Ghati Vidhari Thari Rudirahi Sindura Shobhakaram Bande Saila Suta Sutan Ganapating Siddhing Pradhan Kamatam Om Gam Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Gam Angusta Byangdaba Om King Tarjani Byang Swaha Om Gung Madhava Byang Bosha Om Gain Hanamika Byang Hum Om Go Kanishti Kap Bosha Om Ga Karoto Kapishta Byang Astraya Om Gam Ganeshaya Namaha Om Gam Ridakaya Namo Om King Sira Seisva Om Gung Sikaya Kipasa Om Gain Kapachaya Kum Om Go Netra Tragabosa Om Ga Karoto Kapishta Vyagastraya Om Gam Ganeshaya Namaha Om Samukas Chaikadantasha Kapilo Gajakarnika Lambodharasya Bikato Tigdanasho Vinayaka Dhumraketur Ganadyaksho Balachandro Gajanana Tvada Sritani Namani Yapate Srinutyadape Vidyarampe Vipakacha Pravese Nikametata Sangrame Sankate Jeva Vignastasya Nachayate Shuklambaram Dharam Dibam Shashi Barnan Chaturbhujam Prasana Bora Dandayet Sarva Vigno Pashantake Abhip Siddhyartam Siddhyartam Pujito Yasarasrir Sarva Vignar Harastasmi Kanadipataye Namaha Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Let's return to page 32 and we'll begin to translate the Shiva Sankalpa Stotram. By means of this, all beings in the manifested worlds of the future will be able to completely accept the nectar of immortal bliss. By means of the sacrificial fire attended by 7 offerings on 7 levels of consciousness, may my mind be filled with that firm determination of Shiva, the consciousness of infinite goodness. And here in our first shloka, in our first verse, we are establishing our basic thesis. We are trying to preserve this heritage, this tradition, this knowledge, this state of awareness for generations to come in the future. This is our total intention. We are reciting these mantras, we're writing them down, we're transliterating them, we're translating them, we're putting them out in a number of languages, we're sharing them in classes so that we can empower the future generations to live with the consciousness of infinite goodness. By means of this, the future will be able to completely accept the nectar of immortal bliss. That's how you can accept the immortal bliss, that nectar, that amritam, that nectar of immortal bliss, by means of the sacrificial fire. And we're offering 7 levels of consciousness, Bhurvua Swa Mahajanaha Tapahad Satyam. We already spoke of them yesterday in our preface to the Sankalpa. We are activating and dissolving the gross body to the subtle body, to the causal body, to the great body of all existence, to the body of all knowledge, to the body of all light, to the body of truth, consciousness, and bliss. We're just going to keep on 7 levels. We're making 7 offerings. I'm offering you all my gross perceptions on the level of the gross body. I'm offering you all my subtle perceptions on the level of the subtle body. I'm offering all of my intuitive perceptions on the level of the causal body. There are 7 offerings on 7 levels of consciousness, and I'm praying to you, Shiva, may my mind have the same Sankalpa that you have. Remember, Sun and Kalpa. Sankalpa, Kalpa means an idea, and Sun means all together. There's only, all the ideas are all together merged into the one idea. There's only one idea. This is the symbol of all of my ideals. This one idea, this Sankalpa, the definition of my goal. Sun means all together. They're all united together. And Kalpa means the idea. The ideas are all united together in one idea. And that is my firm determination to live with you, Shiva. To be with you, Shiva. To perceive as you do, Shiva. To have the willpower that you do. You didn't turn on these lights. Thank you. By means of the excellent actions of thinking beings, steadfastly offering their knowledge and sacrifice. That's us! That ancient means of enhancing the wealth of the people, that sacrifice. And here we're meaning yajna. And here the word sacrifice means yajna, huge, to unite. It's the union between the light of meditation and the objective light in the fire behind us. Please put another board on the fire. That ancient means of enhancing the wealth of the people, that sacrifice, that knowledge of sacrifice, that yajna, that union between the 2 fires, is the ancient means of enhancing the wealth of the people. May my mind be filled with that firm determination of Shiva, the consciousness of infinite goodness. Hey, Shiva, just fill my mind with the same willpower as you have. Look how you sit there day after day, no matter what we do, you stay there the same way, blessing the world. Just like a broad-based stone, as it's described in the Rig Veda. He just sits there unmovable. He's consistent. He's totally fixed in his constant recitation of the blessings of the universe. May our waking consciousness replace pain and suffering with divinity, as also our awareness when asleep. We had this verse in the first part, just after we took the Sankalpa. May our radiant aura of light be far extending. Hey, make your radiant auras of light far extending. Filling our minds with light, may my mind be filled with that firm determination of Shiva, the consciousness of infinite goodness. Being firm in that supreme wisdom which fills consciousness, that inner light of the nectar of bliss within all beings born, may we perform all action from that imperishable truth. And everybody do everything you do from that imperishable truth, which is the firm knowledge that you are situated, you are established in the supreme wisdom which fills consciousness. That's from where you will act. May we perform all actions from that imperishable truth. May my mind be filled with that firm determination of Shiva, the consciousness of infinite goodness. From where Rig, Sama, and Yajurveda have been established, the conveyance of the great attitude. Here we have the three Vedas, and also, of course, the Atharva Veda is also included. That came later, so this is early Vedic writings. The Atharva Veda is later. The three Vedas are the conveyance of the great attitude. The great attitude, your bhav. From where all the highest contemplations of all life emanate. All of the highest contemplations of all life emanate from the great attitude which is described in the Vedas. The attitude of the supreme wisdom of unity with Shiva. May my mind be filled with that firm determination of Shiva, the consciousness of infinite goodness. Who is the excellent charioteer of the horses of mankind? Remember, those horses are pulling the chariot. The Uchesrav is the horse of wisdom, born from the churning of the milk ocean. From the dawn of creation, there's a horse of wisdom who always seeks to return to his home. From who is the excellent charioteer of the horses of mankind, to awaken them from sloth and laziness. Hey, Alosha Tejiya, Ori Japo Kali Nam. Hey, wake up, you lazy boy, and sing the name of Kali. To this renewed energy, established in delight for both the old and the young. It's a blast. It's really fun. It's something we like to do. We are established in delight, the privilege of sitting in the presence of God. Can you think of a greater punya, Dan? Can you think of greater merit? Established in delight for both the old and the young. A renewed energy which awakens up from sloth and laziness. May my mind be filled with that firm determination of Shiva, the consciousness of infinite goodness. There are 5 and 105, 100 and 1,000, 10 million, and uncountable as well. Those desired contemplations which become embodied from sacrifice. Go ahead, count. Try to count how many desired contemplations, how many thoughts that you would like to contemplate when you sit in sacrifice. They all dissolve into one. The consciousness of infinite goodness. We make that goodness better and better and better until we can't make it any better. And that's where the meditation begins. Where you can't make any of that better and better and better and better and better more, that's where we begin to think about infinite goodness. So there are 5 and 100 and 5 and 100 and 1,000 and 10 million and uncountable as well. May my mind be filled with that firm determination of Shiva, the consciousness of infinite goodness. The wisdom of the Vedas makes mankind great, putting an end to darkness with illumination as bright as the sun. Being nurtured in that womb touches the mind with constant energy. May my mind be filled with that firm determination of Shiva, the consciousness of infinite goodness. By means of these actions which inspire constant energy. And you know what actions I'm talking about. Just studying the scripture, just chanting the mantras, just sitting with Shiva. The twice born, that's us, those who are born once from their moms and dads, and the second time from the womb of wisdom. They speak truth and think and act. By this, they control the directions of their own minds and all living beings. Hey, if you can live with this knowledge, which inspires constant energy, and speak and think and act through this knowledge, which inspires constant energy, you will control the directions of our own minds and all living beings. May my mind be filled with that firm determination of Shiva, the consciousness of infinite goodness. By this means, and I'm talking about just what we're doing right now, sitting with Shiva and speaking and thinking and acting from that knowledge of the desired goal to sit with Shiva, by this means my mind and heart conceive innumerable gods in the atmosphere, and ears and eyes all move together. The whole world is filled with divinity. And my mind and my heart are in the same place. I cease to have this duality, this conflict. Okay, now this is my material self and this is my spiritual self. And I have to stop my sadhana so I can go to work. What a dichotomy. There is not a spiritual life and a material life. There's only life. It's we are in our little petty little minds that try to divide it up into, okay, this is the time when I'm spiritual. And this is the time when I'm material. No, that won't work. We will be spiritual all the time if we are spiritual. By this means my mind and heart conceive innumerable gods in the atmosphere, and everywhere I look is divinity. My ears and eyes all move together. I'm listening to divinity. I'm seeing the forms of divinity. I live in a nice place. May my mind be filled with that firm determination of Shiva, the consciousness of infinite goodness. By means of this, again, just what we're doing right now, sitting with Shiva, speaking and thinking and acting from the place of Shiva, by means of this, the inspired poets, that's us, all the rishis, the kavis, they were called kavis, those rishis, they were inspired poets, are again filled with constant energy. Every time you read these verses, you've got to be filled with constant energy. The Brahmins, the knowers of wisdom, become distinguished because of their devotion like the moon. The moon is the emblem of devotion. The sun is the emblem of the light of wisdom. The moon is the warmth of devotion. Established on the earth or in the atmosphere or even in the heavens, in the three worlds. May my mind be filled with that firm determination of Shiva, the consciousness of infinite goodness. by means of which the strength of the heavens or earth or the atmosphere, by means of which the mountains show us the directions, by means of this, all that is distinguished in the perceivable universe becomes known. May my mind be filled with that firm determination of Shiva, the consciousness of infinite goodness. That which cannot be divided and which is unable to be proved, above both manifest and unmanifest, is Shiva. You can't divide you. You are one. And you are manifest and unmanifest. And there's no way we can prove you. I mean, who could prove that you exist? Rather, you should prove that I exist. He is the most subtle of all subtle to be known. May my mind be filled with that firm determination of Shiva, the consciousness of infinite goodness. Upon the summit of the beautiful Kailash is the home of the cause of peace. That's where you reside, right there. Hey, remember that Krishna Murti in the Trilinga Swami ashram in Benares. And it's at Panchaganga Ghat, the Trilinga Swami ashram. There's one Murti of Krishna with a Shiva lingam on top of his head. Upon the summit of the beautiful Kailash, and that's here, where Shiva resides, is the home of the cause of peace. Shambho, the cause. Shankar, he's the cause of the Sham, peace. The gods are extremely delighted. Just look at them. May my mind be filled with that firm determination of Shiva, the consciousness of infinite goodness. His austerities illuminate a light of the color of the sun. And that means the light of wisdom, which can be perceived in secret by the victorious mind. It's not outside. You gotta look inside. It's hidden. It's not widely published. It's right inside. The form of Shiva, the delight of Shiva, the repose of Shiva, may my mind be filled with that firm determination of Shiva, the consciousness of infinite goodness. By means of this, again, this, sitting with Shiva, thinking of Shiva, speaking of Shiva, acting with Shiva, by means of this, all comes into manifested existence. These gods, other beings of greatness, the knower of all, a name of fire, that's Agni, Jataveda. These gods who accept the purifying austerities with one pointed light. Everyone to whom I can offer my austerities with one pointed light, they all have emanated from Shiva. They're all representatives of, they are all Shivas. May my mind be filled with that firm determination of Shiva, the consciousness of infinite goodness. The rays of light come as wealth, granting delight and strength to all beings born, to animals and to bodies of water. May my mind be filled with that firm determination of Shiva, the consciousness of infinite goodness. The Lord of all resides in all the Vedas as the subtle sound which is recited. He's the Bij. He's the Bindu. He's the Nad. His soul is uncaused and resides in the bliss of silence. He is the Sunyata. He is Nirvana. May my mind be filled with that firm determination of Shiva, the consciousness of infinite goodness. He's Shabda Brahman, the sound which only God listens to. Who is known in the Vedas, etc., as Gayatri, and is everywhere distinguished as the great seer of all, and he is called as what is to be known. May my mind be filled with that firm determination of Shiva, the consciousness of infinite goodness. Living beings who strive, call him Om. The great sound, the great seer of all, he who is all the consciousness within all. May my mind be filled with that firm determination of Shiva, the consciousness of infinite goodness, who is known in the Vedas as the great God, Mahadev, the great sound, the full, complete, and perfect consciousness, most excellent, Om, the supreme soul of all. May my mind be filled with that firm determination of Shiva, the consciousness of infinite goodness. He is Om. With 4 arms, he's Brahma, the Lord of the worlds, Narayan, Vishnu. All reside in him, all move in him, all are made manifest by him. May my mind be filled with that firm determination of Shiva, the consciousness of infinite goodness. That supreme is greater than Brahma. That supreme is greater than Vishnu. Hori, who dwells in the gross, subtle, and causal bodies. Ha means the gross body, Ra means the subtle body, E means the causal body. Hori, the name of Vishnu, who resides in the gross body, subtle body, and causal bodies. He's greater than Hori, he's greater than Brahma, he's even higher than the most superior. May my mind be filled with that firm determination of Shiva. Hey, let me just stay here a little closer to you. That consciousness of infinite goodness. This is that firm determination of Shiva, the consciousness of infinite goodness, which is always contemplated by knowers of divinity and those who seek for the supreme liberation. May my mind be filled with that firm determination of Shiva, the consciousness of infinite goodness. Ever present is this rest in the sleep of all. Ever present is the perception of the star which conveys blessings from the eternally young sage. Ever present is the benefit of these harmonious tones. May my mind be filled with that firm determination of Shiva, the consciousness of infinite goodness. Ever present is the world of opposites, the flickering back and forth of our inner light as though blown by the wind. Ever present is this secret which is hidden in all. See, whenever your light is flickering back and forth, just look for the secret hidden behind the light. The firm determination of Shiva. Ever present is the greater than the greatest and even greater still. May my mind be filled with that firm determination of Shiva, the consciousness of infinite goodness. And that's the Shiva Sankalpa Stotram from the Rig Veda. Now let's worship Ganesh. Oh, we meditate upon that perfect consciousness, contemplate the one with a broken tooth. May that one with the great tusk grant us increase. So he's got the head of an elephant who always remembers everything. He's the Lord of wisdom. He's full of knowledge. He's got one broken tooth because he got in a fight with Purusharam. In another story, he was fighting with Shani. But anyway, one of them, either Purusharam or Shani, cut off his tooth and he became Ekadanta. With these scented flowers, Om, we bow to the Lord of wisdom, Lord of the multitudes. And you can put those flowers right on the Shiva Lingam. There's no father that isn't pleased by the respect shown to his son. And now the meditation. Om, Ganesh, the Lord of wisdom, is short, of stout body, with the face of the king of elephants and a big belly. Guy, he looks familiar. And is extremely beautiful. Well, that rules out some of us. from whom pours forth an ethereal fluid, the sweet fragrance of which has captivated with love the bees who are swarming about his cheeks. So he's got such sweetness exuding from his body that the bees are swarming around him, trying to attract him to the sweetness. With the blows of his tusks, he pierces all enemies, and he is beautified by red vermilion. We bow with praise to the son of the daughter of the mountain, that's Parvati, the daughter of Himalayas, the Lord of the multitudes, the giver of perfection of all desires. Om, we bow to Ganesh, the Lord of wisdom, Lord of the multitudes. Now, Om Gam in the thumb, I bow. Om Gim in the forefinger, I am one with God. Om Gum in the middle finger, purify. Om Gaim in the ring finger, cut the ego. Om Gam in the little finger, ultimate purity. And you'll roll your hand over hand, forwards and backwards. And with the ultimate weapon of purity, ultimate purity, clap. Astrayapat. With the weapon of virtue. Om, we bow to Ganesh, the Lord of wisdom, Lord of the multitudes. So the Gana has two meanings. One is Gan stands for Gan, it's the wisdom, and the other is Gana means multitudes, or the multitude of all objects and relationships in the samsara. Or Shiva's Gana, all the devotees of Shiva. You can define your Gana in any way you choose. Your multitude. How small do you want to limit your inner circle? For Shiva, it's this entire prapanch, everything that's manifest. All manifested existence. For some of us, it's this room. It's this family. It's this job. You'll define your Gana in your way. If you have the Gana of Ganesh, the wisdom of Ganesh, you'll define it in its most expansive capacity. Om Gam in the heart I bow, Om Ging on the top of the head, I'm one with God. Om Gum on the back of the head, purify. Om Gain, crossing both arms, cut the ego. Om Gam in the three eyes, ultimate purity. And rolling hand over hand, forwards and backwards, I bow to Ganesh with the weapon of virtue. Om, we bow to Ganesh, the Lord of wisdom, the Lord of the multitudes. He has a beautiful face with only one tooth or tusk of red color, with elephant ears, with a big belly and a great tooth. He destroys all obstacles. He is the remover of obstacles. With a gray banner, the living spirit of the multitudes, having the moon on his forehead with an elephant's face, whoever will recite or listen to these 12 names at the time of commencing studies, getting married, or upon entering or leaving any place, on a battlefield of war, or in any difficulty, will overcome all obstacles. Wearing a white cloth, the god has the color of the moon and 4 arms. That most pleasing countenance is meditated upon, which gives peace to all difficulties. For gaining the desired objective or for the attainment of perfection, he is worshipped by the forces of union and the forces of division alike. And here is another definition for gods and demons. The gods bring us together, they are cohesive, and the demons spread us apart. I gotta be me. And they are divisive. He takes away all difficulties, and therefore we bow down in reverence to the Lord of the multitudes. Oh, we bow to the Lord of wisdom, Lord of the multitudes. And here we'll ask for questions.
Swamiji, a question from Nanda from San Jose.
Namaste, Nandama.
Here Shiva Sankalpa is defined as that firm determination of Shiva. Does this mean our Sankalpa should be as strong as Shiva's or something else? Please help us understand.
That's the refrain, Nanda. May my mind be filled with that firm determination of Shiva, the same way as Shiva has his firm determination. May my mind have the same determination. And that's the objective. Can I sit like Shiva? Can I chant like Shiva? Can I meditate like Shiva? Can I bless like Shiva? Then only am I qualified to be Shiva.
The question from Ambika from New Jersey.
Namaste, Ambika Ma.
Pranam Swamiji. Verse 18
Yes.
of the Shiva Sankalpa Stotram. Is the subtle sound referring to Anahata Nad? Can you please speak more about this subtle sound and the bliss of silence? What is the best way to get quiet enough so we can experience this?
Ambika, the path of sound is very beautiful. Let's start from the gross sound. The gross sound is called Bhautika Shabda. That's words which describe the world, which take me outside, and I'm talking to you. And then there's Vedic Shabda, which is a little more subtle. It's words which describe the eternal wisdom. Words which describe the path to go inside. So Bhautika Shabda says, that's the world outside. How do I go outside? What will I find outside? What's it like outside? The Vedic Shabda says, how do I go inside? What's it like inside? And more subtle than the Vedic Shabda will take us to mantra. Mantrayate iti mantra. That which takes away the mind. So now we're moving into intuitive space. We're inside and we're in an intuitive bhav. And the mantra will take us to the bija. The bija is the closest approximation in audible sound, the abbreviation, so to speak. Just like you'd write DR for doctor, instead of writing it all out, the bija is the closest audible sound to the subtle vibration that you feel. You can pronounce the bija, and by pronouncing the bija and contemplating the bija, you're contemplating the vibration which the bija represents, and then you go deeper and deeper into that vibration until you come into contact with nad. And this nad is the subtle body of sound, it's the subtle body of vibration, it's the subtle, and you call it anahatana because if it's centered in the heart, then it is your anahatana. But this nad is the subtle vibration and it's omnipresent. Now we follow the nad, that subtle vibration, into the bindu where there's one point of sound. And you could say that's the origin of creation. Because if you follow any nad, the vibration of any bija, you follow it into the nad and you follow the nad closer, you're going to come to the bindu, and the same bindu exists for all of existence. That's the one spark from which emanated all the other vibrations. The first vibration itself uncaused. The prime mover unmoved. And if you move into the prime mover unmoved, you move into the bindu, you come to Shabda Brahman, which is the sound of God, the sound which only God hears. So from Shabda Brahman, the sound of God, we come to the bindu, which is the first spark of creation, the first manifestation of that vibration which becomes the nad, which is the subtle body of sound. And that nad is expressed as a bija, which is the closest approximation that we can speak or hear to approximate that subtle vibration. And that bija combines into mantras, and that takes away our mind, so we enter into intuitive experience experience of that vibration. And then we formed those mantras into words of wisdom, which explain how we emanated forth from this path of sound, how we came from God, how we went back to God. And then we move into Bhautika Shabda, which says, hey, and here I am in the world. So yes, this verse 18, we're talking about the subtle sound. He resides in all the Vedas as the subtle sound which is recited. He's the vibration of all wisdom. He's the vibration of all knowledge. He is the purity of that vibration. Yes, please.
Swamiji, is there a time that it's better to contemplate than the beach, like Hreem versus doing the Om Main Ring Kleem Shamande Viche? Is there a time that is better to contemplate the beach versus the mantra?
About 4 o'clock in the morning. Yes. There is. And you will feel which mantra is appropriate for you in which circumstance, in which environment, in which mindset, in which activity that you're performing. You will feel which mantra is appropriate. So you will understand yourself what time to use which mantra. Our goal is to empower you, to give you a satchel full of tools, to give you a bag full of tools, and then you can pick and choose the right tool for the right job. I don't want to give you just one tool and say, okay, now go out and fix anything you want. I want to give you a bag full of tools and say, these are tools which will work for you in any jobs that you confront, and this tool works with this job, and that tool works with that job, and this tool works with best with this. And now go out, you are a craftsman, you're a repairman. And you go out and repair all that has to be repaired, choose the right tool, and get the job done.
So a question from Dan from New Jersey.
Namaste, Dan.
Namaste, Swamiji. What is the chanda of the Shiva Sankalpa Stotram?
It's Anushtup Chanda.
Because he is saying, does it switch from Anushtup to something like
Trishtup
11 or 12?
Yes, it does. It switches between Anushtup and Trishtup.
Thank you, Swamiji.
And there's 1 or 2 verses which are Dvipada Trishtup, which means that the first line has a different number of syllables from the second line.
Swamiji, a question from Devi from Atlanta.
Namaste, Devi Ma, and namaste to Angel.
In seeking to reflect truth and to see divinity in all, would it be helpful to recite verse 4 during the day as a reminder?
It would be helpful to recite any or all of these verses at any time. They are just filled with information and inspiration. But yes, just reciting that verse 4 is certainly going to be beneficial to you, Devi.
Swamiji, a question from Vidya from Malaysia.
Namaste, Vidyama.
Dear Swamiji, what if, in between a practice, we fall into a beautiful silent moment? When a mantra calls out to you from a scripture, for example, must we push to continue the sankalpa or remain in the moment of silence? If we disregard the silent moment, aren't we just doing it just as another ritual?
No, Vidya, these are not rituals. This is the privilege to worship in the same way that the rishis worship, so that we can illuminate the same truths that they illuminated. Now, when you go to a silent place, yes, go there. Definitely go there. But try also to fulfill your sankalpa. I know many people who would start the first chapter of the Chandi and they just go into such bliss that they would never get to chapter 13. And that's not the sankalpa. The sankalpa is to experience the bliss all the way from chapter 1 to chapter 13 and then sit there without any contemplation of the time. Many of us don't have enough asana. So what we have to do is expand the length of our asana. How long can we sit? So that when we get to chapter 13 and it's so blissful, now we can just close off and and remain there. Go to the realms of union with the highest divinity and remain there. So absolutely, when you come to a moment of silence and stillness, Vidyama, Jen, please enjoy it. Smile at it. It's smiling at you. Enjoy it. And then move on. Remembering that bob and carry that bob all through the rest of the worship. You're not forcing yourself to do rituals. You're empowering yourself to experience the same feelings that the rishis felt. The same understanding that they had. And they arrived at that understanding through these practices. And that's why the first verse says, all the people of the future will be able to accept the nectar of immortality by doing this. If you can do the Sankalpa, you can have that nectar of immortality. We are passing this knowledge on to future generations. Please listen.
Question from Kalidas from Toronto.
Namaste, Kalidas.
Pranam Swamiji, what is the significance of Ganesh having a single tusk?
He's got only one way. He's got only one weapon. He only needs one thing, and that is wisdom. He is the Lord of wisdom, Lord of the multitudes. He shapes, most of the elephants, they fight with their tusks. Well, he's got one tusk, and he fights. That's the symbol of his way. Is just the one way. He only needs one tooth. He doesn't need a whole set of choppers.
Swamiji, a question from Ambika. Please forgive this very basic question.
Why?
But could you please explain why we roll our hand over hand, forward and backward? I've been doing it, but I realize I don't know the reason why.
Forwards and backwards, everything my hands touch, they touch with the vibration, the bhava of Shiva. Purity, ultimate virtue. Forwards and backwards, everything they do, front and back, everything that my hands touch, they touch by Shiva, for Shiva, through Shiva, with Shiva. There is nowhere where they are separate. Forwards and backwards. Completely.
Swamiji, a follow-up question to your earlier answer about the sound. Ambika's asking, is it best to remain with one mantra for our meditation so that we align with that vibration? Do all mantras lead us to the same place? Thank you.
All mantras will not lead us exactly to the same vibration. They will lead us to the same absorption. But absorption in a different vibration. The worship of Kali is different from the worship of Durga. They have different vibrations. Durga takes away the difficulties. Kali takes away the darkness. Gauri illuminates the light. Their vibrations, the vibrations of their mantra will take us to a different outcome, a different bhava, but the absorption is the same. So is it best to stay with one mantra? Yes, for as long as you can stay with that mantra. But when that mantra leaves you, don't get up and quit. Go to the next mantra. And when you're confronted with a circumstance where you want to give up your darkness, then call on Kali. When you're in a circumstance where you want to illuminate your light, call on Gauri. Where you need some knowledge, call on Saraswati. When you want to clarify your goals, then call on Lakshmi. When you want to be solid and still, and sit with Shiva. We have time for one more.
Swamiji, Dan is asking a question, is there such a thing as final liberation where one's soul is no longer reborn?
I'll tell you when I get there. Theoretically, there are two sides to the argument. One side says, yes, there is position called Mahapralaya, where all the souls completely cease to be. They all unite and merge into the Supreme Soul. However, after the Mahapralaya, there comes a new creation. And that Supreme Soul manifests himself into many, many other souls. And then they are divided into more souls, and actually each one of us is liberated while we're living. We're not liberated in death. We're not liberated in dissolution. We're liberated through our love and our activities. We're liberated by living with Shiva, by living with knowledge, by living with satsang. We take a different view of liberation. I'm not trying to escape from this world. I'm trying to embrace this world. I'm trying to see Shiva in everything that I do, with every action I perform, rather than to say, I'm going to stop performing action and go to where I don't have to be here anymore. Why should I? The only person who wants liberation is someone who feels that they're bound. I don't feel like I'm bound. I think I'm free. I'm free to worship. I'm free to study. I'm free to write books. I'm free to talk to my friends. Look at all the freedoms we have. Look at the joy there is in living a life of freedom. I don't want liberation. I'm already liberated. I just want to live with God all the time. More and more and more. And not forget him for an instant. If you, my friends, would give me that blessing, I will be the most happy of swamis. I promise. I need no other bequest from any of you. If you just bless me so that I can live with Shiva more and more and more, that will be for me the greatest liberation. Om Sam Saraswati Namaha. Namaste.